Hi there, Louisa here. Today I wanted to really run through how many different kinds of entrepreneur there actually are, because I think a lot of people, like I did, only think there's one. If someone said name an entrepreneur, I think most people would say Richard Branson, because he's the most famous sort of shining example of one. Whereas actually according to Roger Hamilton in the book of Your Life, Your Legacy, there's actually 8. And they're all very different in their strengths and weaknesses. So if you're trying to shoehorn yourself into the wrong kind of entrepreneur, you're not going to do as well as if you've found the one that you are and then really play to your strengths, and then you can really take off from there. So I'm going to run through them really fast, and then I'll put the link to my blog below, which goes into everything more detail and also gives you the link to the book as well. So the first one is a creator. And this is a kind of person who's great at starting projects, dreaming up new ideas, head in the cloud kind of person, awful at finishing them, and spends too much money in things. So they really need a strong team to keep them on track and to carry the project through to the end, because they need to be playing to their strength, which is creating new ideas, new products, new inventions, like James Dyson with the bagless vacuum cleaner, revolutionised the vacuum. And so they need Richard Branson. And so they start off loads of new things, and then they need help to finish those things as well. So they need support. So the next one down is a star. So this is the Oprah Winfrey's of the world, or Beyonce, who has created her strength is their unique identity. It's them, they are the product. So Oprah doesn't have her own products, she promotes other people's products, and it's their energy, their magnetic enthusiasm that draws people to them, and they can then emit that and shine out to promote whatever they like, whatever they're into. So they need to be supported as well, because they're not very good at creating their own products. So they need to be taking centre stage. They can get an idea and run with it, whereas other people, a lot of the other ones, sort of freeze with that sort of thing. I would. The next one down is a surprising one, because it doesn't feel like an entrepreneur, because it doesn't have that sort of spirit. But it is in its own right. It's called a supporter. And these are the ones who are the big CEOs of companies like Disney or Microsoft, or something that's huge, that just needs the support to bring everyone together and take the lead, but not in a sort of star kind of way. They sort of run everybody together. They're great at networking, and it's their network that is the real sort of people qualities that is their strength. They get their wealth from buying stakes in the company that they are supporting, so that the better that company does, the more they get paid. It's very important that they have a stake in the company that they're supporting, or they'll lose out. Fourth one is a deal maker. So this is the Donald Trumps of the world, someone who can see a deal, bring the right people together at the right time and negotiate it, make it work, and fix it, get it done. So they're the ones that sort of see the opportunity. They might even sort of just have an idea, bring it all together, bring the right people together, package it up, deal, done. The next one down is a trader. So these are people who can buy low and sell high. An example would be Alan Sugar, who bought all the components from China, then put them all together into Amstrad computers, and then sold them as computers or skyboxes. So buy them low, stack them high, sell them cheap, and that's his sort of mantra. And that's where they can sort of find the right timing in the market to see those deals, and then selling it at the right time as well. You've got to have that mentality of being able to time it right with the market and get it out the door. So that's a talent in its own. Next one down is the accumulator. Very different to a trader. Same mentality of buying low, getting the timing right, but then they keep it. So they'll buy some property and sit on it and keep it, or buy the gold or the commodities and just keep on going. It's the tortoise of the race. The slow and steady wins the race at the end. So it's the Warren Buffett of the world. And they just buy it and keep it, buy it and keep it, and then all of the time those assets are growing in value, and then they can refinance that bit and buy some more and buy some more, and at the end of the sort of however long, they're on this mountain of growing equity, and it's just the way that I'd love that. That'd be fantastic. Next one down is the Lord. Different to the Accumulator because they get their money from cash producing assets like property or steel or oil. They're the sort of Rockefellers, the Carnegies, the oil princes, or the people in Saudi and people who have these assets that are producing the money all the time. So with a rental property, you've got the rent going all the time. So they don't necessarily own it. You can mortgage it, but you control when you sell it. So you're in control of it, but you get the money out of it. So that's a different kind. And the last one, number 8, this video is getting long, is a mechanic. Often confused with a creator. They get pigeonholed in the wrong place because they're head in the cloud again. They're great at creating things, but it's not a product they create. They create a system. Example of this is Henry Ford, where he created the first production line. So he could create that system that can then be sold. Like this could be a company that you then create, make uniform, and then that can be replicated, and then you franchise out. So it's the system that these guys are about, guys and gals. It's the people who, it's the network, it's the distributing that that they're selling on that one. So completely different strengths, and so each entrepreneur is very different and very specific. They each have their strengths and weaknesses that they play on. Some need teams, some can't stand teams, and so if you're trying to put yourself in the wrong box, you're going to fight that all the time. It's going to be an uphill battle. Whereas if you play into your strengths, work out which one you are and how you can then leverage that, you'll be getting in your flow, and it will make all the difference. So click below. I got the link to my blog below. Click that, and I really hope it helped you. But comment below. Comment below. I really want to see what one you think you are. And did it surprise you? Maybe you're a different one to what you thought you were. So really want to see what you say, and click through to my blog in a minute, and we'll go from there. See you soon.